Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is truly the day. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, listen. How are you this morning? I hope you're having a great day. I am. It's raining here in Kansas City, but that is all right. I'm still smiling. Are you smiling this morning? I'm smiling this morning. Are you smiling this morning? I'm smiling. Regardless of the circumstance, regardless of the situation, you can still smile. Nobody can take your smile. And you know what? It doesn't even cost you a thing. You don't have to pay God to smile. You can just do it, right? So good morning, good morning. I'm so excited to be before you all today. Good morning, good morning. I'm going to go ahead and let this play just 30 more seconds. How about that? Today's a new day. Is it a new day for you? It's raining here in Kansas City, but I'm still smiling. What about you? What is going on in your area? Today's a new day. All things are new in the morning. We thank God for that. We praise the name of the Lord for that. Listen, I just wanted to jump on this morning and say, of course, welcome to the Morning Glory Show. For in the morning, all things are new. All things are new. And you know what is amazing about that? Is that, here's the thing, your situation may not be new. You still may be going through the same circumstance. Thank you, Miss Matt. You still may be going through the same circumstances. But listen, when you get a new mindset, when you make sure that your view is different, guess what? All things become new. You can draw a line in the sand because all things become new when you think differently, even though your situation may not have changed. All things are new in the morning. So we thank God for the brand new grace. We thank God for the brand new mercies, right? So here, listen, my husband and I have been attending revival this week, and it has absolutely been amazing. As a matter of fact, the revival wrapped up just yesterday. And when I tell you that it was absolutely amazing, I want to share with you what was shared with me just last evening. And so look, if you don't have pen and paper near, then listen, get something to write on, get something to write with, or just type in the information that I'm going to share right here in the comments. And my question to you is this. You know that circumstance that you're in right now? You know that circumstance that you're talking about right now? You know that circumstance that got you up in the middle of the night right now? You know that circumstance that got you feeling some kind of way right now? Let me ask you a question. Could it be from God? Could it be from God? I want you to consider that, because sometimes when we get unpleasant circumstances in our lives, the first thing we tend to do is like, the devil messing with me. The devil is picking on me. The devil done came to my house, and now he's trying to agitate my spirit. Right? That's the first thing we do. But my question to you is this. That circumstance or situation that you're dealing with right now, could it be from God? And so let's just entertain. Good morning, everybody. Thank you. Let's just entertain this. Let's just entertain that the unpleasant circumstance that's in your life right now is from God. So let's just stop blaming the devil. Let's stop giving him credit for everything, right? Let's just say the situation is from God. Here are a couple things we can then walk away with. First of all, if the unpleasant circumstance in our life right now is from God, that means one, it's intentional. Right? That means it's not an accident. It isn't happenstance. It didn't show up by osmosis, right? That means that God intentionally put it in your life. And then the second thing we can walk away with, if it is from God, then that means it is a purpose for it, right? There is a purpose for it if it's from God. If that unpleasant, undesirable circumstance in your life right now, if we consider that it is from God, then one, we have to know that it is intentional, and then two, we have to know that it is a purpose. It is a purpose for it. And so the pastor talked about last night. He said, with those unpleasant circumstances in our lives, we could do three things. We can cry about it, we can cuss about it, and we can complain about it. Did you hear me? Cry, cuss, or complain. Which one are you? When an unpleasant circumstance show up in your life, do you cry about it? Do you cuss about it? Or do you complain about it? Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Can I be honest? I ain't cussing about nothing. But there have been times I have cried about it. And there have definitely been times that I have complained about it. So again, we're entertaining the fact that the unpleasant circumstance in our life right now is from God. It's not from the devil. He ain't at your door. It's God. So therefore, it's a purpose, and we already know that it is intentional. So here's the thing. When God allows an unpleasant circumstance in our life, listen, God already knows about it. Here, I want to read some. John the 6th chapter, and it is going to be the 5th verse. Listen to this. It says, "Then Jesus lifted up his eyes, and seeing a great multitude coming towards him, he said to Philip, 'Where shall we buy bread that these may eat?'" Now let me share something with you why that is absolutely amazing. First of all, Jesus saw the problem. He already saw the problem. He already knew about the problem. He already knew that the problem was coming your way. But here's the thing. Here you go. Here is Jesus asking one of his disciples. So how do you think we're going to solve it? How do you think we're going to solve it? And listen, when God allows a circumstance in your life and in my life to show up, he already knows what the circumstance is. But guess what? It really becomes a test for you and I. It becomes a test for you and I, because God is saying, listen, you've been doing all this faith talking out your mouth, but I want to see if you would do faith walking. Will you literally allow faith to be demonstrated in your life? Come on over. Will you allow your faith to be demonstrated in your life? It's not just about, good morning, everybody. This side didn't see you over here. It's not just this side over here didn't see you.
Didn't see me.
They didn't see you.
Hello, everybody.
Good morning.
Have a wonderful day. She's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. That's my awesome, awesome husband, you all. So listen, when God allows a circumstance to show up in your life, God is really trying to show you who you are. They said, good morning, Pastor. They trying to show you who you are. He want to show you who you are. So when that circumstance shows up, do you cuss? Do you complain? Do you cry about it? Or do you allow your faith to say, you know what? If this circumstance is in my life, I know that I am connected with the answer. I know I am connected with the answer. And so what's so interesting is, guess what? Philip didn't answer it right, y'all. He didn't answer the question right. He gave an incorrect answer to the correct answer. Because here's the thing. When God allows something to come in your life and my life, he's the answer. So if we show up any other way without having faith in God, then we've missed it, right? We have literally missed it. We missed it. If we show up any other way other than putting our faith, our trust, and our confidence in the Lord, then we missed it. Sometimes we try to buy our way out of our circumstances, right? We try to buy our way. Sometimes we try to borrow our way out of our circumstance. But the only way to get out of that circumstance in that situation is to turn it over to the Lord, right? So we don't have to complain about it. We don't have to cuss about it. We don't even have to cry about it. Because at the end of the day, it's in the hands of the Lord. He allowed us to go through it because he wants us to grow through it, right? We got to do more than talk faith. We have to walk faith, right? And so here's the thing. Let me share this with you, and then I'm going to be out of your hair. Let me share this with you. When a circumstance or a situation shows up in your life, don't always give credit to the devil, because it could be from God. And if it's from God, then that means there is a purpose, and that means that it is intentional. It is no mistake. So let me tell you this. Whenever there's a problem in your life, I want you to know that God already has a plan. All right, put that down there. Whenever a problem shows up in your life, I want you to know that God already has a plan. You may not see the plan. You may not feel the plan. You may not even hear the plan. But I want you to know, I want you to trust, I want you to believe, I want you to walk in confidence and faith, knowing that God already has a plan. Listen, when a bad situation shows up in your life, I want you to already know that God has the strategy. Good morning, good morning. Did you hear what I said? When a situation shows up in your life, please know that God already has the strategy. He has the way that he's going to move you through it. He knows where your left foot is supposed to go. He knows where your right foot is supposed to go. He knows what location you're supposed to show up in and when you are to show up in that location. So again, when a problem shows up, God has a plan. When a situation shows up, God has a strategy. And when a crisis shows up, God has the conclusion. Did you hear what I just said? God has a conclusion. What did he do? In this passage that I read, we're talking about when Jesus fed the multitudes. He fed 5,000 people with what? With a few loaves of bread and a few pieces of fish. But yet he's the answer to all of our problems. So even when it looked like you don't have enough, I need you to know that God is more than enough. Did you hear what I said? I want you to hear this. Even when it looks like you don't have enough, I want you to remember that God is more than enough. He's more than enough. So when a circumstance or a situation shows up in your life, do not let crying be your first response. Don't let cussing be your first response. Don't let complaining be your first response. Let your first response be the Lord. Say, okay, God, here this is. I'm clueless about what's going on. But one thing I know, you got a plan, you got a strategy, and you got a conclusion, because every problem has an entry and an exit date. All right? Every problem has an entry and an exit date. So just know that God is still in the business of working miracles. And I want to read this real quickly. This devotion, if you want to see the rest of it, it's on my Facebook page. But I just wanted to read the top portion of it. I just wanted to read the top portion. And if you want to get the rest of this devotion, just go to my Facebook page. It's on there. And my page is public too, right? But check this out. It says, be willing to follow wherever I leave. What is God saying? Don't be complaining about where I'm taking you, because anywhere I take you, the intention is to grow you, is to raise you, is to bless you, is to stretch you, is to make you great, right? He says, so be willing. Be willing to follow wherever I lead, which means you may not know where I'm taking you, because God says, guess what? My ways are not your ways. My thoughts are not your thoughts, right? Is that not what God told us in Isaiah? Yeah, he told us that. So he says, follow me wholeheartedly. He didn't say follow me when it feel like it. He didn't say follow me when it's convenient. He didn't say follow me when you can see the end of the road. He says follow me wholeheartedly with glad anticipation, quickening your pace. He means don't be slow and slothful to where I'm sending you. He says, though you don't know what lies ahead, I know. And that is enough. Now, if I left it right there, that would be enough. He said, know that because I know where I'm taking you, that is enough all by itself. Come on, somebody. That's enough all by itself. But check this out. He says, some of my richest blessings are just around the bend, meaning that if you give up right before you turn that corner, you don't even get the blessings because you quit too soon. You quit too soon. He said, listen, some of my richest blessings are just around the bend. He said, out of sight. Out of sight. You can't see them because they're around the corner, so you can't see it. He said, but nonetheless, they are very real. Even if you can't see them, they're very real. He said to receive these gifts. Now listen. He said to receive these gifts. And do me a favor right now. Can you just invite somebody to this broadcast? Can you just go ahead and share this broadcast right now? Because I know I'm teaching to somebody. Y'all giving me so much love. You're giving me hearts. You're giving me thumbs up. So I already know. I already know that this is on point. But listen, I want you to share it so somebody else can see it. He says, listen, some of my richest blessings are just around the bend, out of sight. But nevertheless, they are very real. He said to receive these gifts right here, to receive these gifts, you must walk by faith. Hello, somebody. He didn't say you got to see it. He didn't say you got to feel it. He didn't say you got to taste it or smell it or touch it. He said you got to walk by faith, which means that guess what? You got to act like I'm telling the truth, even though there is no evidence. You got to act like I'm telling the truth, even if there's no evidence. That means you got to act like I'm telling the truth when I say I'll heal you. That means you got to act like I'm telling the truth when I said I'll heal your marriage. You got to act like I'm telling the truth when I say I will increase your finances. That means you got to act like I'm telling the truth when I said that you are the head and not the tail. You are above and not the beneath. You are the lender and not the borrower. You got to act like I'm telling the dang gone truth, right? I can say dang gone, right? He said, this doesn't mean closing your eyes to what is all around you. We're aware of what's going on around us. But listen to this. This is so sweet. He says, it means subordinating the visible world to the invisible shepherd of your soul. He said, give it all to me. Give it to me. I'm the one put it in your life in the first place. I'm putting it here as a test that I literally want you to pass. I didn't put it here because I want you to fail. I don't want you to flunk out. I remember I was telling my son, he was younger than, he's probably about 9. And I said, son, I'm going back to school. And he looked at me and he said, Mom, did you flunk the first time? I guess he was like, here you go, helping me with my homework, and you got to go back to school because you done flunked. He said, Mom, did you flunk the first time? I said, no, son, it's called higher learning. See, when God allows things to show up in your life, he's taking you to higher learning. He wants you to go ahead and pass. He wants you to become a doctor in faith. He don't want you to settle at that first grade level. He don't want you to settle even at, elementary school, middle school, high school. He like, no. I need you to come up at the PhD level when we're talking about faith, right? So God has to put a test. I mean, how would you even know where you stand in your faith if God didn't put a test? So what I'm saying to you is that the circumstance, the situation that's going on in your life right now, could it be from God? See, if you look at it that it's possibly from God, then you're going to say, listen, there's a reason for this. Because God doesn't just do stuff to be doing stuff. He said in Jeremiah that my plans are not to hurt you. So when we believe it's from God, we then look for the lesson. And we say, God, I know there's an ending to this. But you know what? When we always look at our bad situations and we say it's from the devil, we fight it, right? Because we don't like the devil, because we know he don't like us. So we fight the situation. We try to get rid of the situation. And all the time, we literally could be missing out on our blessing, because it's not Satan that got that thing in our life. It's God that has it in our lives. And that's because he wants to grow us up to that PhD level faith, so that when something comes, we don't flinch, we don't buckle, we don't break, we don't bend. We just keep it moving. We just keep it moving, because the Lord said that all things work out for the good of those who love him and who are called according to his purpose. So I just want to say today that even if Satan shows up at your door, he cannot do anything that the Lord doesn't allow him to do. Do you realize that God tested Job for 42 chapters? He tested Job for 42 chapters. Look at the book of Job. Job was tested for 42 chapters. We don't know if the chapters represent years, if the chapters represent months, if the chapters represent days, whatever. The chapters are real though. God tested Job for 42 years. And at the end, he doubled everything that Job had lost. So I'm saying to you, if the situation is from God, it has a purpose, it is intentional, and if you go through it with God, your reward will be great. Yeah, your reward will be great. That's something you can shout about. That's something you can smile about, because just right now, you already know that you are the victor. All you got to do is keep on holding on. Holding on. Don't lose the faith. Don't give up. Share this broadcast, somebody. Share this broadcast. I'm trying to tell you, somebody didn't even realize that Job was tested for 42 chapters. That's some new information to somebody, right? Job was tested for 42 chapters. Look, you know what? If we really take this book right here and dust it off, right? If we take this book right here and really let God do something with us, we will overcome everything that's in our lives. At the top, we will be floating on top of everything. Just like Peter walked on the water, we will walk on every circumstance, because there is power in the word of God. So I just challenge you. I challenge you. Pick this word up. Just pick it up. Even if you don't understand it, pick it up. Because God will reward your diligence. Because he said, I reward those who diligently seek me. That's what God said. LaShonda didn't say that. God said, I reward those who diligently seek me. He said in his word, if you ask for wisdom, I will give it to you freely. I'm just saying. I am so just saying. So I'm pumped up today. I'm excited to know that I'm already more than a conqueror. I didn't just realize that God had already told me, but I promise you I'm feeling it. I'm super feeling it right now. I'm super feeling it right now. Right? So here's the thing. I'm going to repeat this and then I'm going to go. He said, to receive these gifts, you must walk by faith. Let's go ahead and earn that PhD, right? Now, it may take us a lifetime to get the PhD. But as long as I'm progressing, long as I'm getting some more notches, I'm good, right? I'm good. Let's just keep earning. Let's just keep earning every single day. Say, okay, God, it's me and you. It's me and you. And one thing I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, you plus God is the majority. You plus God is the majority. Share this broadcast, y'all. Share this broadcast. Oh, and guess what? Ladies, if you are on this broadcast and this is like your first time or your second time or something like that, I want to invite you to join on to my private Facebook group called Jewels of Success. Because see, this Friday, I am doing a training. A special training just for you super duper awesome, incredible, gorgeous, phenomenal, fabulous, splendid women. And it's called How to Be a Loving Spouse. How to be a loving spouse. How to be a loving spouse. But here's the thing. If you're married, come on. If you're not married, come on. If you want to be married, come on. Because the Bible says he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So if you're in preparation right now, come on. Listen, so I'm excited about that. And then at the end of the month, I'm doing another webinar. And it's called 7 Steps to Get Unstuck and Become Unstoppable. Listen, this is the season for us to unleash the winner within. This is the season to unleash the winner within. We don't have to wait to 2017. We're in 2016. Let's unleash the winner within right now so that we can have all the necessary momentum going into 2017. So look, I will be there. Will you be there? I will be there. Will you be there? The group is called Jewels of Success Suite. Look us up on Facebook and join on. Divorcing with this webinar help. Well, here's the thing. This webinar is for those who are in relationships, desiring to be in relationship. But I tell you one thing, we're going to pray for you. We're going to pray for you. That's what we're going to do. We're going to pray for you. We're going to pray that God touches you, comforts you, give you everything that you need in regards to healing, in regards to peace, in regards to love, in regards to contentment. We're going to ask God to be close to you because he promised. He promised that, guess what? He was near to the brokenhearted. And so you're going to be in our prayers. We're going to lift you up. Your sisters are going to come together, because here's the thing. You are not alone. You are not alone. And I'm grateful that you would even share. You are not alone. So listen, let us just love on you. Let us just love on you. Let us just love on you, right? So listen, everybody. I enjoyed today being with you all. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing the broadcast. I already see that some of you all have already shared it. Thank you so much for your comments. Thank you so much. And so I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Now listen, tomorrow's segment is Ask the Pastor, right? This is where you get an opportunity to submit all your questions. You may have some spiritual questions right now. And so I like that, DD. I like that, DD. You may have some questions right now that you just need answers to, so that you can continue in your walk, whether you're male or female. If you submit your questions to bit.ly/Ask Pastor Lee. And if somebody can type that in for me, bit.ly/Ask capital A, and then Pastor, capital P, and then Lee, capital L. If you can write that, and then you can submit your questions there. And when he comes on tomorrow to answer your questions, guess what? Your name will not be given. But I got to tell you, tomorrow's show is going to be a little earlier, probably around 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, because we have a very important meeting that we have to be at 8 o'clock our time. So we're going to be on a little early, but we still want to serve you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss Mac, for writing that. So anybody who have questions, just go ahead. Miss Mac has already written the link to submit your questions. So listen, we look forward to being with you tomorrow, both my husband and I. You saw him a little bit earlier on the show, and he's trying to get all in my stuff every day now. He got Fridays. So listen, I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. I love you all. I bless the name of the Lord for you all, right? So enjoy this day. And remember, don't cry, don't complain, don't cuss. Just take it to the Lord. Just take it to the Lord. All right. Yes. So listen, I'm going to go. I look forward to seeing you. I'm going to be popping on here throughout the day today. And so join me, okay? And listen, make sure that you get the notifications so that you will always know when I'm popping on, okay? Make sure that you get the notifications, and just share, invite somebody else, because we want to encourage, motivate, and inspire. So remember, unleash the winner within. God bless you. Bye now.